Hiking essentials. Pre-hike phase. Tip number 1, reconnaissance. And this tip is for you if you're on the part of being a tour guide or if you're on the part of being an individual who will experience the tour. Know as much as possible about where you're going, the terrain, the nearest social services such as the police station, the hospital, even record service may be another social service you may need to know. The environment dictates your experience altogether, and the environment will also dictate what you should carry. Make sure your next of kin is aware of where you're going, your expected time of return, as well as who you will be with. On the part of who you'll be with, it may also be of benefit to let them have the contact information for your next of kin should you encounter some emergency while on the hike. Maps. This is a part of Reconnaissance, and this tool here can go a far way in you having a great experience or not. Yes, the maps can be provided by digital device that you're on through Google Maps, but the chances are high that if you're going to be hiking in non-urban zones, you may encounter dead zones. And as such, the Google Maps may not be made available to you at that point in time. So ensure as best as is possible you have a map. First aid kit, carry it. You want to consider you being injured when you're on a hike. More than likely also, you will encounter nuisance in pests such as mosquitoes and ticks. So having your insect repellent is critical. But not only that, make sure that if you have medical conditions, you have your medicine with you. So having your first aid kit should be a primary thing to carry when you're on your hike. Compass. Similar to you, more than likely encountering a dead zone when using your electronic device in bush areas, it's a case where you may lose sense of your bearings. So having your compass, which will help you to be fully aware of where the north is, will go a far way in connecting with your map, and as such will help you to find your way should you encounter difficulties. You're in the field, you need to communicate with somebody, your device will come in handy. So make sure that you have your device with you and you also have an alternative power source in the event that your community device internal battery runs out of power. Waterproof equipment. You want to ensure that as best as is possible, should you encounter rainfall, or let's just say you have to go through a body of water, that your important material are not soiled. So having a plastic bag can go a far way in helping to add that layer of protection for your equipment, such as your maps, your communication device. You will also want to consider having a big garbage bag as a way of providing you with that raincoat protection if you do not have a raincoat. You may be wondering why not use a metal tip umbrella. Well, if you're out in the field and the rain is falling, chances of that same metal tip becoming a source of attraction for lightning is greater. So carry a garbage bag with you if it's a case where you do not have a raincoat, that is. Cash, walk with it. You never know if a time will come where you may need it, especially if it's a case where you're going to attend some corner stores and you need to just get a little snack. And or you may need some assistance whilst in the field. Improvisational tool for your personal security. Carry them. You want to keep in mind that the tools you're carrying for your personal security, that they are within the confines of the law. So always think about those tools that you're carrying, how they may be of use to you, should it becomes a case where your safety depends on it. Food. Now, when going on a hike, you want to consider carrying food that is high energy yielding and does not add too much bulk to your overall load that you're carrying on your back or carrying with you, and is not relatively easy to spoil. So biscuits, fruits, and even tin food are examples of food you should consider carrying with you. Don't forget your hydration. All right. And what I want to briefly mention is that hiking as a physical activity is considered as aerobic, anaerobic, endurance dominant. So expect that depending on the duration of a hike, which is hours, you will be burning carbohydrates, you will be burning fats as fuel, but you will also be burning protein or muscle. So in that respect, foods that give you carbohydrates, foods that give you fats, as well as foods that give you protein are those sources of food that you should be bringing, or sources of nutrients that you should be bringing. Hydration is also important because of the fact that over this duration of physical activity, you will be losing water. So walking with water as well as rehydration salts is critical.